Flags are being raised at the state capitol about a mortgage lending practice that is currently legal in PA, but a bad deal for homeowners. A bill to fix what many lawmakers are calling a loophole moved today, and our Dennis Owens was there. He joins us now live at the state capitol with the story. Good afternoon to you, Dennis.
Good afternoon to you, James. They're called shared equity agreements. In a nutshell, you're a homeowner, a company comes to you and says, we'll give you $50,000. You don't have to pay us back. We're just going to take a little bit of equity. We'll deal with it when you sell the house. Sounds like a great deal, but you know what happens when it sounds too good to be true. Sometimes it is. There are not enough safeguards around shared equity agreements, according to state lawmakers. Today, they passed a bill out of committee. It was Arvind Venkat's bill. What is the problem, and what are your safeguards?
So the biggest problem is that when you are dealing with your home, which is usually your most valuable asset, you want to make sure that there are some basic consumer protections in place and that you don't fall prey to predatory lending practices. Shared equity agreements are completely unregulated in Pennsylvania right now. The legislation, which we passed unanimously out of committee today, will create a regulatory framework to protect homeowners here in Pennsylvania.
And you had bipartisan, Republican State Representative Tim Twardzik on it as well. Will this pass? Is this almost one of those bipartisan or nonpartisan, every party agrees on it?
I think it's going to still be a fight, and I'm very grateful for the support of Representative Twardzik and Representative Powell from my caucus, who are co-prime sponsors on this. But this is an industry that is very powerful, and they've shown that in a number of states they will fight common sense regulation. My hope is that because we've seen the impact of this here in Pennsylvania already from not being regulated, that this legislation will move forward.
So quickly, you want them under the banking department, they have to be licensed. Tell me what your bill would do.
Correct. So the Department of Banking would have to license those who market these products. Those products would have to have basic consumer protections in place, and they could not have levels of return 20% per year, which are exorbitant, and nobody goes into it with their eyes open. So it would limit those, similar to what we've done with mortgages and other home equity products.
Okay, Representative Venkat, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. James, I just got off the phone with a Bucks County. She's a mother of three. She said she had divorce debt. She got into one of these. Knew it wasn't the greatest idea, but got into one of these. And she said, I'm a smart person, but I had no choice. I felt like I didn't have any options. And it was a terrible decision that they basically have taken advantage of her. She wants to know why. That it is the equivalent of a loan in her argument, and they don't have any of the rules and regulations that other lenders have to follow, and she can't wait until things change here in Pennsylvania. But as you just heard the representative say, could be a fight, but it did pass unanimously and bipartisanly out of committee today. James, that's the story from the state capitol. Let's send it back to you.
And Dennis, that was the point I was going to bring up. I mean, I find it very interesting that this has bipartisan support, but still is going to be a fight.
Well, there's going to be a fight, as he said. There's a pretty powerful group. The companies have some they have some sway here at the Capitol, but we shall see, because some of the things they're suggesting seem like a no-brainer. Don't know why you would want to be able to have people lending money or giving money and not have to follow the same rules as other companies that do similar things. It's almost like a reverse mortgage. They have to follow rules. The people do reverse mortgages. Some people think they kind of found a loophole here, and that they're taking advantage and exploiting that loophole at the moment until they get closed. We should point out several states are working on similar legislation, and earlier this month, Maine passed legislation similar to this. So states are becoming aware of it. So that's the story, James. We'll keep an eye on it.
I know you will. Thank you very much. Dennis Owens live there at the state capitol in Harrisburg.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the home page, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.